Hello and welcome to the ninth week of Season 20, Season of Defiance, starting on April 25th, 2023. So for week 9, let's have a look at our legacy rotation, starting with the Forsaken expansion.
Ready if you are. Let's see what's out there.
The Dreaming City this week is at a medium curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Devilian Mists, and has the Oracle Engine mission for the next week. The Blindwell features Hive enemies and the Plague Krieger. The Ascendant challenge this week will be the Shattered Ruins, which can be located over in the Spine of Keris on the Dreaming City. Next up, the Shadowkeep expansion. On the Moon, the weekly mission is a Mysterious Disturbance. The Trove Guardian is located in the Anchor of Light, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Jax, Claws of Zivrorath at the Hellmouth. And the Nightmare hunts this week will be Skolas, Pride, Omnigul, Anguish, and Zydron, Servitude. For our Beyond Light expansion, on Europa this week, Phylax the Warrior will be the Empire Hunt, Assyrian's Abyss will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Agility. For the 30th anniversary expansion, we have the loot rotation for Dares of Eternity, which will be on week 1's rotation, with the Scatterhorn armor set and the Wild Hunt armor set being available. The weapons available this week will be the Arc Lightweight Frame Bow Arsenic Bite 4B, the Arc Adaptive Frame Heavy Grenade Launcher Blast Batu, the Solar Precision Frame Linear Fusion Rifle Corsair's Wrath, the Void Wave Frame Energy Grenade Launcher Deafening Whisper, the Kinetic Adaptive Frame Hand Cannon Dire Promise, the Kinetic Precision Frame Sidearm Enigma's Draw, the Kinetic Lightweight Frame Submachine Gun Escape Velocity, the Arc Adaptive Frame Pulse Rifle Giant 7 Rifle, the Kinetic Precision Frame Submachine Gun Friction Fire, the Void Precision Frame Scout Rifle Royal Chase, the Kinetic Aggressive Frame Hand Cannon True Prophecy, and the Solar Adaptive Frame Fusion Rifle Timeline's Vertex. For the Witch Queen expansion, the Witch Queen weekly story mission is the Ghosts, where the modifiers are Fire Pit and Raider Shields, as well as Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Also this week you will have Altars of Reflection Catalysts and Altars of Reflection Pact. The Wellspring activity has been updated to include a featured Throne World weapon, Veritas Armour, and a weapon pattern as its rewards. For the Lightfall expansion, the weekly mission is Desperate Measures, with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions, Solar Threat, Empath, Overcharged Weapons, Solar and Strand Surges, Overcharged Glaives, and Galvanized on Hero difficulty only. The Partition mission will be Ordnance, Overload and Unstoppable Champions, Solar Threat, Scorched Earth and Empath with Solar and Strand Surges. And the Vex incursion this week will be Amish Park. In addition, the weekly Lightfall reset also refreshes the Pinnacle drop for the Node Override Avalon exotic mission on the EDZ. Raids and Dungeons. The Root of Nightmares raid challenge this week is the first encounter, Cataclysm, called Illuminated Torment. This is where every Tormentor must be killed by a player with the Field of Light buff. The Kingsfall raid challenge this week is the second encounter, War Priest, called Devious Thievery. Players must steal the brand of the Initiate within a couple of seconds of taking the brand claimer's buff. The Vow of the Disciple challenge this week is the second encounter, the Caretaker, called Base Information, where runners cannot pick up more than one stack of knowledge on each run. The Vault of Glass challenge this week is the third encounter, Templar, called Out of Its Way, where you must keep the Templar from teleporting. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the second encounter, Spire Defense, called A Link to the Chain. This is where all Guardians must receive the Enlightened buff at the same time. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the second encounter, Shirochi, called Witch Witch. Guardians must not get hit or take damage from Shirochi's Arc Blast. Your Pinnacle raid will be the Deepstone Crypt on Europa, which means all challenges will be available for each encounter. These are the first encounter, Crypt Security, called Red Rover. This is where all Guardians must be an operator and shoot the 2 panels on the lower level. The second encounter, Atrax 1, called Copies of Copies, where you must not send any Atrax 1 replicant debuffs into the airlock/space. The third encounter, Tanix Part 1, called Of All Trades. Guardians must perform each role at least once, Operator, Scanner and Suppressor. And the fourth encounter, Tanix, called the Core 4. Guardians must dunk all 4 cores before each DPS phase. Also, with the Deepstone Crypt being the featured raid, this does mean that you can farm the final boss for a chance at the exotic rocket launcher, Eyes of Tomorrow. And the Pinnacle dungeon for this week will be the Shattered Throne over on the Dreaming City. Next up, challenges. So for week 9 we have Legendary Defiance. Complete 2 Defiant Battlegrounds on Legend difficulty for Challenge XP++. Favoured Warrior. Earn 20 Favours of Justice, 20 Grace, and 20 Zeal during Season of Defiance activities. Bonus progress awarded for favours earned during activities on Legend difficulty for Challenge XP+. Defiant Specialist. Defeat 50 combatants with precision final blows in seasonal activities. Bonus progress awarded for using Seasonal Defiance weapons. These are Perpetualus, Prodigal Return, Regent, Caretaker, Racketeur, and Royal Executioner for Challenge XP+. Pinnacle. Reach power level 1810 by earning Pinnacle rewards for Challenge XP+++ and Bright Dust. Warp and Weft. In Gambit, defeat targets with Strand, Solar, or Void subclass equipped. Bonus progress is awarded for ability final blows and defeating Guardians for Challenge XP++ and Bright Dust. Weaving Sunlight. Defeat combatants in Vanguard playlists with a Strand, Solar, or Void subclass equipped. Bonus progress awarded for ability final blows for Challenge XP++ and Bright Dust. And Armor Wide Calibration. Calibrate 200 kinetic, 200 energy, and 200 power weapons. Bonus progress against champions for Challenge XP+++ and Bright Dust. And speaking of Bright Dust, we have our 9th Eververse of the season for the week of April 25th, 2023. Available this week for Bright Dust we have the Flamenco Dance Legendary Emote for 700 Bright Dust. The Calipretra Exotic Weapon Ornament for the Exotic Bow Le Monarch for 1250 Bright Dust. The Shadow Legion Entrant Legendary Transmat Effect for 450 Bright Dust. The Erebus Glance Legendary Shader for 300 Bright Dust. The Circadian Chill Legendary Shader for 300 Bright Dust. The Mandolin Sistance Legendary Emote for 700 Bright Dust. The Limitless Subversion Cask Ornament for the Hunters. The Cognate Beat Helm Ornament for the Titans. And the Technologic Hood Ornament for the Warlocks, each for 1200 Bright Dust. The Synth How Exotic Ship for 2000 Bright Dust. The Vice Cruiser Exotic Sparrow for 2500 Bright Dust. The Acolyte's Ambition Exotic Weapon Ornament for the Hunter Exotic Helm, the Wormhusk Crown. The Hif Plymouth Exotic Ornament for the Titan Exotic Helm, Laurely Splendor. And the Phoenix Resonance Exotic Ornament for the Warlock Exotic Helm, Dawn Chorus, each for 1200 Bright Dust. The Calefactor Exotic Weapon Ornament for the Exotic Sidearm Forerunner for 1250 Bright Dust. And finally the Eramis Projection Legendary Ghost Projection for 1500 Bright Dust. Hello! As a reminder, your daily Lost Sector will show you a flag outside which will give you details of threats, shields, champions and exotic armour you will find inside. But if you are new to the game or you're using an alternate character and can't find the flag outside, you will have to run through the Lost Sector normally to have it show up on your map as a Legend/Master, which you can either do solo or with a fireteam, but you will only be able to earn a chance at the exotic drop when completing solo. Tuesday, April 25th will be the Hydroponics Delta on Neptune for exotic chests, Void Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with no elemental shields, Overcharged Rocket Launchers with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Wednesday, April 26th will be the Gilded Preset on Neptune for exotic helmets, Arc Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Void and Solar Elemental Shields, Overcharged Glaives with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Thursday, April 27th will be the Excavation Site 12 on the EDZ for exotic boots, Solar Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Arc Elemental Shields, Overcharged Swords with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Friday, April 28th will be the Skydock 4 on the EDZ for exotic gauntlets, Solar Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Void Elemental Shields, Overcharged Shotgun with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Saturday, April 29th will be the Quarry on the EDZ for exotic chests, Void Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Void and Solar Elemental Shields, Overcharged Grenade Launcher with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Sunday, April 30th will be the Aphelions Rest on the Dreaming City for exotic helmets, Stasis Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Void Elemental Shields, Overcharged Shotgun with Unstoppable and Overload Champions. And finally, background to Monday, May 1st will be the Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City for exotic boots, Solar Threat, Void and Strand Surges, with Void and Solar Elemental Shields, Overcharged Sword, with Unstoppable and Overload champions.
Lead the way.
Grandmaster Nightfalls have returned, which means if you already have your Conquest Seal, you will be able to select whichever Grandmaster Nightfall you want in any order to gild your title. And with that, our 9th featured Nightfall will see us face off against the Taken Hydra, Parthenos, in the Hypernet Current on Neptune, where you have a chance to get a Pinnacle engram if you complete the Nightfall with a score of 200k or more. You'll be able to earn high-end gear for your characters, including the Nightfall featured weapon, exotic gear, enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and ascendant shards. The higher the Nightfall difficulty, the more common the drop will be, with the featured weapon and exotic gear being uncommon at hero difficulty to being common with ascendant shards in Grandmasters. Legend and lower Nightfalls will have 5 Overload and 6 Unstoppable, with 12 Solar, 5 Arc, and 28 Void shields. Masters and GMs will have 7 Overload and 9 Unstoppable, with 12 Solar, 6 Arc, and 32 Void shields. Your Nightfall modifiers are Hero difficulty, maximum effective level 1765, matchmaking is available, extra shields, champions foe, you'll face Overload and Unstoppable champions. You can either use intrinsic exotics, use a subclass debuff, or unlock anti-champion mods from the seasonal artifact. Arc Elemental Threat, 25% increase to arc incoming damage. Denial, Taken Vandals summon their shields significantly more often. Overcharged weapons, weapons overcharged from the seasonal artifact are active in this activity. Kinetic weapons do increase damage when your subclass element matches an active surge. Solar Surge, 25% bonus to outgoing solar damage. Strand Surge, 25% bonus to outgoing strand damage. Overcharged Grenade Launcher, 25% bonus damage. Galvanized, combatants have more health and are more difficult to stun. Legend, maximum effective level 1815, includes all previous modifiers except Galvanized. No matchmaking. Equipment locked, you will be unable to change your equipment once this mission starts. Master, maximum effective level 1820, includes all previous modifiers except Galvanized. Champions Mob, this difficulty adds more champion enemies. Famine, all ammunition drops are significantly reduced. Grandmaster, maximum effective level 1815, includes all previous modifiers except Galvanized and Famine. Joining progress is disabled. Extinguish, if your fire team falls in a restricted zone, your team is returned to orbit. Limited revives, gain additional revives by defeating champions. Contest mode, which caps your power level to make enemies more of a challenge. Epitaph, taken combatants generate blight geysers when defeated. And Chafe, radar is disabled. Your choice of intrinsic anti-champion artifact mods are Unstoppable Scout Rifle, Overload Bow, Overload Submachine Gun and Auto Rifle, and Medieval Champion, where glaives fire projectiles that stun Unstoppable champions, swords stun Overload champions on consecutive hits. You also have exotic weapons and armor that can help with intrinsic mods as well. For Unstoppable, the Kinetic Fusion Rifle Bastion, the Kinetic Hand Cannon Malfeasance, the Solar Energy Sidearm Devil's Ruin, the Void Heavy Bow Leviathan's Breath, and the Hunter Gauntlets Athos' Embrace, which have a chance to stun Unstoppable champions with their empowered weighted knife. And for Overload, the Void Energy Bow Le Monarch, the Arc Energy Linear Trace Rifle Divinity, the Arc Heavy Machine Gun Thunderlord, and the Warlock Exotic Boots the Secant Filaments, which when you drop an Empowering Rift, any weapon that is fired from inside the well can cause an Overload champion to be stunned. The Nightfall featured weapon to obtain this week will be the Arc Adaptive Frame Grenade Launcher, Wendigo GL3. The Wendigo GL3 has a base blast radius of 50, velocity of 29, and handling of 41. It can roll with Full Court, Explosive Light, and Frenzy, with Clown Cartridge, Chain Reaction, and Auto-Loading Holster. It has the origin trait of Stunning Recovery, where if you stun a champion, you partially refill the magazine, trigger health regen, and improves your recovery for a short duration. Vanguard Vindication, where final blows with this weapon grant a small amount of health. And Omlon Fluid Dynamics, where the weapon has increased reload speed and stability for the top half of the magazine. Next up, Lord Shaxx brings Mayhem to the featured Crucible playlist for the 9th week of the season. Mayhem is where 2 teams of 6 players go head to head in a clash-type mode. Abilities and supers charge at an extremely faster rate than usual. Respawns are instant, and power ammo spawns are also much faster than usual. With a time limit of 10 minutes, the first team to get 125 eliminations is the winner. And Clash will also be returning this week in the Relentless Crucible playlist. Clash is a 6v6 PvP mode where level advantages are disabled. Points are gained through scoring kills against the opposing team as there are no capture points. Players are not penalised for low map control and can bunker down together or fan out as they see fit. Strength in numbers is paramount as a lone player can get picked off very quickly by a team shooting enemies. Heavy ammo can swing the balance of a match, so controlling the box can be the key to winning. Super usage both offensively and defensively is one way to break the deadlock.
Delightful!
And Valus Forge returns to the tower for the last time this season, bringing with him the Iron Banner Fortress. This is a week-long free-to-play Crucible event, which means that there will be no Trials of Osiris at the weekend. Power level is disabled, which means you can go into Iron Banner with whatever weapons and armour you like. Iron Banner also brings with it challenges and a seal to become an Iron Lord. Each day for 4 days for each character, from Tuesday reset, Lord Saladin will give you the opportunity to receive a Pinnacle reward. By hovering over the Iron Banner node on the director, it will tell you how many games you need to play and with what subclass you need to equip to complete it. You can either play each day and collect each Pinnacle, or you can wait until Friday reset to play all the games you need and receive all 4 Pinnacles in one go. From 3 for your first Pinnacle up to 18 games in total for all 4 Pinnacles. As a reminder, Pinnacle rewards will give you +5 to your power level if you're below the power cap of 1800, but if you're at 1800 and trying to reach the Pinnacle cap of 1810, then the Pinnacles will give you +2 in light. Players can rank up with Lord Saladin to receive rewards from his reward track, and equipping any Iron Banner armour, ornament or weapon plus Iron Banner emblem will progress your progress faster in ranking up. This is multiplied if you complete the daily Pinnacle challenges as well. For the Iron Banner gear boost requirements, all 5 pieces must be equipped as gear or ornaments for it to take effect. In Iron Banner Fortress, 2 teams of 6 are pitted against each other, with the objective to control 3 stationary objective points scattered around the arena, just like in a regular control match. However, these work a little differently. In Fortress, you earn points for each zone you hold onto at regular time intervals. If you have 1 zone, you get 2 points. 2 zones, you get 4. All 3 a power play, you get 6 points. Killing enemies does not count towards your points, keeping objectives does. So if you want to win the match, take and hold those zones. Conversely, it also doesn't matter how often you're getting killed if the enemy team isn't grabbing the zone from you. When a team reaches 40 points, a high value zone will spawn a countdown timer at a marked location somewhere on the map, and the other 3 zones will disappear. This is where Empress Keitel of the Cabal decides to intervene. When this happens, you should drop whatever you're doing and run to the capture point. But be careful, as a giant Cabal drop pod will hit the ground, opening to reveal yellow bar turrets called Esteemed Scorpius. You'll need to defeat these turrets to open the high value zone, which grants more points when your team controls it, which can really turn the tide of battle. After 45 seconds, the high value zone will despawn, and the 3 normal objectives will return. You will have 2 opportunities per match to capture the Cabal zone, one at 40 points and the other at 80. The game will then continue until the score reaches its max, or you hit 10 minutes time limit. With this being the last Iron Banner of Season of Defiance, this does mean that you have one more chance this season to become an Iron Lord. The triumphs to complete are Jolder's Victory, win matches in the Iron Banner playlist across all events and seasons. Ganora's Seal, acquire Iron Banner armor. Each piece must be unique to count towards the total. Ormond's Taste, acquire Iron Banner weapons. Each weapon must be unique to count towards the total. All-Wing Spirit, earn points by completing objectives in Iron Banner playlist modes. Frostmire's Will, complete Iron Banner challenges. Criminal's Dedication, reset Iron Banner rank twice. Jorum's Howl, complete Iron Banner matches whilst wearing at least 1 piece of Iron Banner armour, earn additional progress for each piece of Iron Banner armour equipped. And to gild the title this season, you have 5 triumphs to complete, which are Glorious Howl, win Iron Banner matches, earn additional progress for each piece of Iron Banner gear equipped. Again with Feeling, reset Iron Banner rank. On Point, earn points by completing objectives in Iron Banner playlist modes while using a Strand, Solar or Void subclass. One and Done, complete all 4 Iron Banner challenges in a single Iron Banner celebration. And Down Dear Friend, defeat 200 Guardians in the Iron Banner, earn bonus progress for using Iron Banner weapons from the current season. This will also be your last chance to grab the Wise and Rebuke Arc High Impact Frame Fusion Rifle, which can roll with Volt Shot, High Impact Reserves and Backup Plan, with Shot Swap, Under Pressure and Heating Up. It also has the origin trait of Skulking Wolf. And your last chance to grab the 900 RPM Void Adaptive Frame Submachine Gun, Hero's Burden, which can roll with Dynamic Sway Reduction, Destabilizing Rounds and Kill Clip, with Under Pressure, Feeding Frenzy and Zen Moment. This also has the origin trait of Skulking Wolf and Suro Synergy. The two returning Iron Banner weapons this season are the Bite of the Fox Aggressive Frame Sniper Rifle, which has a base impact of 90, range of 70 and aim assist of 41. It can roll with Vorpal, Opening Shot and Explosive Payload, with no distractions, Slick Draw and Snapshot Sights, and has the origin perk Skulking Wolf. While at low health, Guardian Final Blows with this weapon grant enhanced radar and remove you from the opposing radar. And the Durham's Claw Adaptive Frame Pulse Rifle, which has a base impact of 29, range of 49 and stability of 50. It can roll with Golden Tricorn, Frenzy and Kill Clip, with Moving Target, Outlaw and Gutshot Straight. It also has the origin perk of Skulking Wolf and Suro Synergy, where reloads grant this weapon a bonus to handling and reduces incoming flinch for a short time.
That is amazing.
Before we go, if you have enjoyed this content and found it most informative, then please hit that subscribe button and check out our show over at twotitansandahunter.com. We would be greatly appreciative. But before you go, we just want to remind you that there will be double XP in the Vanguard playlist this week. So if you want to fast track in getting that new ritual weapon, the Ecliptic Distaff Glaive, and Vanguard ornament, the Aegon Spindle, then this will be a good week to boost those ranks. And that's it for the 9th week of Season of Defiance. Continue to be defiant, Guardians. Allons-y!
Guardian down.